Good morning, y'all. Wasn't too good of a evening last night for this one back here in the back seat. She's got the blanket still covered. She's freezing. See here. Can't see what I'm doing, but what we got going there? Can you see her? Or can you just see the blanket? I can't tell the picture. Anyway, to let you know where we're at, I just woke up a few minutes ago. And, anyway, just bring everything up to date, and anybody that might not know what's going on and stuff, here's what happened. Last night, I was during the live stream, um, and it happened during the last half hour, somewhere during that time. I went back to the live stream and I was listening, trying to figure out what time it was and see if I could hear anything, what happened, stuff. I didn't hear nothing on the live stream. I did hear her playing like 30 minutes before I ended the live stream. And then when I ended the live stream, I said I thought that she was bit or something. It looked like bite marks. And I was making an assumption that it was a fox because it was like on the hind quarters looked like two fang marks. Um, but she had a little bit of rash on her stomach. But that I was kind of at that point of the game, I wasn't too worried about the rash. I figured that was probably from the sawdust and the chicken poop dust around here, and just all the different stuff. She gets these little rashes quite easily from the dust around here. So anyway, hope I don't go back to sleep here. Um, anyway, what was going on at that time on my mind, is she's been bit. So Cornbread into the live stream for me, and I was getting ready to take her out there. I wasn't in too much of a worry because she didn't seem to be in horrible pain. She seemed good enough, but she started going downhill while I was trying to get ready and check things on out. And took another exam, and she was starting to get a little bit more blood on her. It's kind of weird because there was really only a couple of drops, and initially it wasn't much at all. And she didn't bleed profusely or nothing, but she started bleeding a little bit more, and the rash started looking a little bit better. So by the time 15 minutes had passed after I did the live stream, I thought, okay, I better not mess around anymore. I better load her up and take her to the vet. Because at this point of the game, she was really panting hard now a lot, and saliva was coming out, a lot of saliva coming out of her mouth. And the rash that she had was starting to get darker. So I had originally thought that it was a fox bite, but I didn't say anything to my wife or daughter at the time. I still haven't told them this part of it. I started suspecting maybe a rattlesnake bite. There are rattlesnakes, somewhat in the vicinity. The nearest one that I know of was about 30 miles away from here. There's a hill out there that's pretty common for rattlesnakes, but that's 30 miles away. But there have been rattlesnakes in the area, but man, it's so rare that they're ever reported being seen. But I started suspecting those two bite marks. I got to thinking that those two bite marks that I was making an assumption was a fox that had bit her on the leg. At that point of the time, I started suspecting that maybe, just possibly, it was a snake bite, and that would start explaining the rashes and why the expansion and why she was starting to bleed in between her toenails and stuff, or in between her toes. But at that point of the game, it did not look like road rash to me. At that point of the game, and during the live stream, I went back to listen to the live stream. There was no sound of squealing tires or hot rodding motors or nothing. I never heard a yip of the dog, and I listened to it from the point where Fajita was out here playing with stir fry during the live stream, which was about 30 minutes before. I listened really intently, trying to find where I could hear that she might have got hit. But anyway, I got to the vet, and I told the vet, I said, I initially thought, bit by a fox. I said, I'm not so sure that it's not a snake bite. At this point of the game, I still hadn't even thought about her being hit by a car. That hadn't even entered my head yet at this point. Nothing said that. But the road rash that she started getting more and more evident while we were at the vet. Finally, the vet, he says, he came on into me. He says, "Stan," he says, she wasn't bit by anything. She was hit by a vehicle. He said, would that make sense? Is that possible to you? And I said, well, it is possible. I told her the history of her liking to go to the doggy park. But I got to go down there this morning to see if there's any skid marks. I mean, I don't think I'll find any because I didn't hear any vehicles during the live stream. Didn't hear nothing on that. So anyway, they did the x-rays and everything. There is absolutely no internal injuries. She did dislocate her leg. There's no broken bones, but the dislocation is bad enough to where they said that the hip won't form back on its own. They said they can try to pop it back in, but they said it's the chances of it holding are 1 in 1,000, and the they won't hold it. The problem is if they put it back in, the best chance that they have is they have to put it in a bandage, like a cast or something, to hold it in place for a good period of time. And the wounds that she has that has become more and more apparent, and I'll get pictures of it a little bit later when she's wanting to move a little bit. Um, the where was I at? Just a second, I gotta stop this video and see where I left off at. Oh yeah, okay. The wounds that she has, they're not horrible wounds, but if they have to bandage her to hold the hip socket in place, those bandages would need to be able to stay on there. It'd be more like a cast. But they're afraid that by bandaging on up in the amount of I want to call it superficial injuries, because like I said, it's not broken bones, but she has some puncture wounds and some abrasions and different stuff. And they said it needs to air dry. They don't want those, with putting a cast on it. It's a good chance that those will become infected and be more problems. So what we're waiting for is I gotta wait for her. Yeah, right now it's like 5:30. I gotta wait for her vet to open up in the morning, and going to talk with her regular vet. That was an ER vet over in Corvallis that I went to, and anyway, go to her vet, talk to it, and they gave us some referrals stuff here on. Oh, let's see here. Anyway, that's the referrals and oh, her meds and stuff and all that stuff. Here's one of the papers. No point. What's that? This is the bill. The bill was last night was 700 or almost $700, something like that. That's without the surgery. That was just for last night's. Not that the bill, yeah, matter what how much it was, but anyway, so anyway, got to take her to the vet, and they're got to work out a deal for us to take her. I don't know if our vet, he said there's very few, the vets that we talked to last night, he said very few vets do this type of a surgery. And he gave me a reference of some of the vets that do. But he said check with my vet to see who they would recommend, blah, 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 all different stuff. So that's what I wanted to be doing. When they open at 8 o'clock, I want to take her on in there and have them give me kind of a quick rundown, a check out and figure out what's going from there. But it does appear that she's going to have surgery. They said that most likely that they'll have to cut the hip socket off and replace it or something. And they said we'll go, work on prices and stuff, see what we can work on that. So that's where we're at, and I don't know what's going to be until with this here. It's when I think about it, it's going to be a lot of money, and I've always been able to get through things before. I'll figure out how to get through this one now. So anyway, that's where we're at. I think about going back to sleep. She's still sleeping peacefully. She did get some good meds. Maybe I should try them. No, anyway, yeah, she's sleeping good right now. I've been sleeping ever since I came out here. I was going to bring her in the house, and she just did not even want to get up a little bit for me to carry her in. And she seemed plenty comfortable enough out here. And I thought, you know what? The doctor said until she has the surgery, the less she moves, the better off for her right now. So I thought I'll just sleep in the car with her tonight. So anyway, that's the update there, and we'll catch you later. Bye.